The red sun dipped low beyond the jagged horizon of Okara Prime, casting the fossilized plains in bruised hues of amber and violet. Lush vegetation had once carpeted this world, but centuries of exploitation and war had transformed it into a wasteland of cracked earth and skeletal trees. A single distress beacon flickered at the edge of a ravine, a meager signal too late to summon hope. Serali lay curled against the crumbling wall of an ancient monolith, her bioluminescent crest dimming with each ragged breath. As the youngest and weakest of her people, she'd been charged with delivering a vital inoculation to the Allied fleet stationed at the world's far side. But enemy fighters had ambushed her convoy, and in the chaos of retreat, command had pronounced her irretrievable. The last transmission crackled with finality. Abandon ship. Leave Gordris unit behind. Evac complete. Heart pounding, Serali remembered the sharp pain of her comrades' betrayal, the way they'd loaded the wounded onto escape pods while she watched, voice trembling as the hatch sealed. She'd screamed for them to stay, but they'd covered her mouth, whispered lies about reinforcements en route. Then the monolith's stone shook beneath her as their ships jumped to hyperspace, leaving behind nothing but a hollow promise. A choking cough racked her slender frame. The ravine's hot winds carried the distant thunder of sandstorms approaching. Serali pressed a trembling hand against her side, where shards of shrapnel bored into her flesh. Every heartbeat was a countdown to oblivion. But she refused to let despair claim her entirely. With trembling fingers, she activated the beacon's redundant solar array, ensuring its feeble glow would draw someone, anyone, before her life bled away. Hours passed. The sun vanished beyond the shattered cliffs, and the twin moons rose in silent vigil. Faint as the beacon was, it shone like a promise. Serali's eyelids fluttered, her strength ebbing, until the distant rumble of an engine pried open her senses. A hovering craft, sleek and foreign, set down a few meters from her hiding place. Its hull bore the insignia of the United Earth Expeditionary Corps, blue stripes crossing a white globe. A ramp descended with a hiss, and a figure emerged. He was tall, muscular, with dark hair falling into clear blue eyes that scanned the ravine with cautious curiosity. His armor was dented, patched with crimson bandage cloth at the joints. He held a medikit in one hand, the other resting on the butt of a plasma sidearm. Serali wanted to curl away, to make herself smaller. Her people had taught her to fear humans, conquerors, slavers, harbingers of death. But the fire in his eyes was not triumph, only concern. "Captain Daniel Reese, he announced, kneeling at arm's length. "I picked up your beacon. Are you alone?" She swallowed, her voice a cracked whisper. "Serali of the Gordris caste. I was left behind." Reese's eyebrows knit in disbelief. "Left behind? That's impossible. You were part of the peace envoy." His fingers hovered over her side, but he hesitated, reading the silence in her eyes. At last, he placed the medikit on the ground. "Let me help you." Serali flinched, but the pain shot sharper. She nodded, closing her eyes as he washed her wounds with a cooling gel. The scent of antiseptic mingled with the alien musk of her own chemistry. She remembered the ridgeback predators her people hunted, the scent of fear, the surge of triumph when they felled the beasts. Now she smelled only her own mortality. "You're lucky I found you," Reese murmured. "Sandstorms hit soon. Nights here plunge below freezing." She forced a nod. Trust was a commodity she couldn't afford. But as the sky dimmed and the wind howled, she tensed at every footstep. Reese moved deliberately but softly. He built a lean-to from reclaimed alloy panels, lit a small heater, and offered her a ration pack. She stared at the synth nutrient spec sheet, a mix of algae protein and glucose beads. Taste was nothing like Vocara berries, but they eased her hunger. Why stay? Serali asked, unable to hold back. Why risk yourself for me? Rhys met her gaze. For a moment the wind seemed to hush. Because someone left me behind once. He exhaled, eyes distant. My first CO on Titan Station called me expendable. I almost didn't come back. I swore I'd never abandon someone who needed help, no matter the cost. Serali's breath caught. Memories of her people's cold indifference weighed on her. She turned away, wrapping herself in borrowed blankets. Through the night, they shared fragments of their worlds. Rhys told her of Earth's oceans, of cities afloat on water, and emerald forests where creatures soared on thermal currents. Serali spoke of Gordris clan traditions, the ritual songs at dawn, the resonant hum of their crystalline monuments. They found solace in the other's words, threads of kinship weaving between alien and human. As dawn broke, a pale wash of rose across the sky, sandstorms rose behind Serali's ruin like angry titans. Rhys dismantled his camp with methodical efficiency. We need to move. The storms will choke the engines if we wait. She rose, nausea twisting in her gut. Riley-style sandstorms carried silica shards that could shred metal. Rhys offered his hand. Come on. Her legs trembled, but she took it. The moment their fingers met, a spark stabbed through her chest. It was more than warmth, an affirmation. He'd chosen to stay. They climbed onto the shuttle's hull. Serali's head cleared as Rhys loaded her onto a makeshift stretcher. The engine roared to life, expelling the swirling dust as they lifted off. In the porthole, the monolith receded, lonely but lit with the fading blaze of her beacon. Climax. Rhys piloted through turbulence, banked low beneath the storm's eye. Below, the Allied fleet's orbital docks shimmered like a ring of beacons. But radar blips converged on them, enemy fighters. Hostiles in pursuit. Rhys shouted, flipping switches. Brace yourself. The shuttle shuddered under plasma fire. Serali lurched against her restraints. The side of the hull spat molten metal. She tried to focus, to muster courage beyond her pain. Rhys's face was sculpted with determination. They'll try to finish you. I can't let them. He engaged evasive maneuvers, weaving between sand lances and electrical arcs. Each blistering wound in the hull felt like a blow to her heart. This human risked everything for her. Serali struggled against the stretcher. Pain coursed through her veins. Rhys, I can help. He glanced back, disbelief flickering in his eyes. What can you do? You're hurt. I know the storm patterns, she gasped. I can guide us beneath the densest band. Their sensors won't see us. Rhys hesitated, torn between trust and protocol. Then he nodded. All right. Connect to nav. Serali yanked at a loose COM cord and patched it to the NAV module. She whispered coordinates, drawn from instinct and memory of the ravine's topography. The shuttle dipped into the swirling violet cloud, engines screaming against the pressure. The fighters fired indiscriminately, but rocketing sand and electrical surges neutralized their beams. Through the viewport, Serali watched the enemy ships falter, their sensors blinded by charged ions. On Rhys's command, the shuttle punched upward, bursting out of the storm beneath the fleet's docking ring. Satisfied they'd evaded pursuit, Rhys set a course for the medical bay. Serali collapsed into a stupor, consciousness slipping away as the adrenaline drained.